Learn how to play the popular board game Settlers of Catan with this quick and easy overview. In this tutorial, we'll be using a free online Catan alternative, Colonist.io, with a live demonstration of a bot game. Without further ado, let's get right into it. The objective of Catan is to score 10 victory points. This is accomplished by expanding your buildings through an island using structures such as cities, settlements, and roads. The island of Catan is made up of 6 different types of tiles, each offering unique properties. The desert, the home of the robber. This tile produces no resources. The forests, these produce wood. Pastures produce sheep. Fields produce wheat. Hills produce brick. And mountains produce ore. To start the game, players take turns placing one settlement on any side of any hex. You must also connect this settlement with a road, pointing it in the direction you wish to expand. For expansion, follow the 2-space gap rule, which essentially means that 2 settlements may never be placed directly next to each other. These settlements will produce resources when the designated number is rolled. It's important to note both the tile and its number because you pick up cards based on the number rolled each turn. It is advisable to place on high-rolling numbers such as 6s, 8s, 9s, and 5s. These are indicated by the number's pip count. Your placement settlements are essential to your success because it's the only opportunity to freely build on the entire board. Each person gets to place 2 settlements, with the 4th position going twice in a row, flipping the turn order. This means that while the first pick might get the strongest spot, the 3rd and 4th positions can construct a more calculated build. Wherever you place your 2nd settlement, you will receive 1 card from each adjacent tile to form your starting hand of resources. After everything is placed, the starting player begins the game by rolling the dice. All players' turns are the same: roll, build, and trade. Rolling must be done first, but trading and building can be done in any order as many times as you'd like. There is one more thing you can do before rolling, but more on that later. Immediately after rolling the dice, check the number rolled and how it corresponds to the board by adding both die values. If your settlement or city is touching a number that was rolled, you get cards. If, for example, 2 players are sharing a 5 and it rolled, both receive a resource from that tile. There are 5 resources: wheat, sheep, brick, ore, and wood. Each resource allows you to build different things. These are the 4 things you can build in Catan. Roads cost 1 wood and 1 brick. Settlements cost 1 of everything except ore. Cities cost 2 wheat and 3 ore. Development cards cost an ore, a wheat, and a sheep. Settlements are always worth 1 point, meaning you start the game with 2 out of the 10 points you need to win. To build a city, you must upgrade an existing settlement. A city is worth 2 victory points and grants 2 resources instead of 1 when its designated number rolls. To build another settlement, you'll need roads. The general rule is that you need at least 2 roads in one direction following the space gap rule mentioned earlier. If you don't have what you need to build, use the trading mechanic. You may offer cards to other players, but you can only trade on your turn. Other players can only trade with the current player. If no one is interested in trading, you can instead offer 4 of the same card to the bank for 1 card of your choice. If you have a structure on a port, you can do a cheaper exchange with the bank. A 3-to-1 port allows you to trade 3 of the same resources to the bank for 1 of any resource, and a specific resource port allows you to trade 2 of that resource for another. If any player rolls a 7, check how many cards everyone has. If any player has over 7, they must discard half of their cards rounded down, but it is the player's choice on what they discard. These cards go back to the bank. After this discard phase, the player who rolled the 7 moves the robber onto a tile of their choice. The robber blocks production on that tile, meaning it no longer produces any resources even if rolled. The player also steals 1 random card from 1 player sharing that tile, if able. The robber must move and cannot remain on the tile if someone plays a knight or rolls a 7. Development cards can be played before you roll the dice. Except for victory points, you play the card on your turn and it is considered used. You cannot play more than one card per turn, and you cannot play the card on the turn you buy it. Victory points are special because they grant you a +1 hidden point from all players and are revealed only when you reach 10 points to win. The development card deck is composed of 25 cards, 14 knights, 5 victory points, 2 road builders, 2 Year of Plenties, 2 monopolies. Development cards can be played before rolling, but this is usually only advisable for the knight. The knight card allows you to move the robber, stealing a card from one player sharing that tile, if applicable. Victory points. These remain unplayed until you have 10 points, at which they are then all revealed. Road Builder allows you to build 2 roads at no cost. Year of Plenty allows you to take any 2 resources for free from the bank. Monopoly. Steal all of one type of resource from all opposing players. There are also 2 additional ways to score victory points: the longest road and the largest army. To achieve the longest road, a player must build at least 5 consecutive roads, earning +2 points. If a player builds more consecutive roads or interrupts that road network, they can steal these points from you. The largest army is achieved by the first player to play 3 knights, granting an additional 2 points. Similarly, if someone plays more knights than you, they can steal those points. And that's it for today. If you guys have any additional questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section down below. Have a great day and stay tuned for future content.